Welcome, welcome. Week 14, I think, of live streaming. I've lost count, guys, but hope you all are doing well. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting topic tonight. We'll be talking about AI, I guess, and the future of content creation. Maybe a little bit. I see we got a comment already from Flannel Man Jim, who says intrigued. If you're still in the chat, Flannel Man Jim, what's up? Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'll wait till we get a few more people popping in before I get into the nitty gritty. But I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're having a good week, and I hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, we've been getting a decent amount of snow here in Utah. I was up at Brighton yesterday with Austin, and we had a squad because we ran into a few homies up there. Giovanni, who's a photographer there, and Andy, and the other Austin, and a whole bunch of dudes. We were rolling with Sean Murphy, who I'm pretty sure he's a pro. I can't remember who he rides for, but he was throwing down. It was a very sick day though. It was super windy yesterday. I think Snowbird had a lot of terrain closed, and stuff was on wind hold for a long time. So we made the move to go to Brighton because Brighton's generally protected a little bit better from the wind and is not as subject to closings and wind holds. That being said, Millie Bowl never opened yesterday. We were hoping it would open, but it was just too windy and too gnarly. So we rode a few runs right off of Millie, some stuff over by like Evergreen, and then a crest lap or two, and then some Great Western and Hidden Canyon, and it was pretty sick. Yeah, Medium of Media says, how we doing? We're doing good, man. Good to see you in here. And Adam SK55 says, did you ran into the man with the shotgun? No, we did not. But I'd say Austin definitely tried to. Unintentionally, but I think he tried as close as you could get without trying. He probably got. We were sort of near that zone. If you guys are familiar with Brighton, there's an area called Hidden Canyon. It's technically out of bounds, and there's a cut back to get back to Great Western. And I've done it numerous times. I know it really well. Austin's done it once before, I believe, with Eric, like last season. So we were back there, and we were with a huge group of guys, and somebody spoke up and said, does anybody not know how to get back? Does anybody not know where that cutback is that you have to make? And Austin raised his hand, and I was like, okay, you've done this, but you probably forgot. Anyway, Austin managed to miss the turn, and we saw him after we all had taken that turn back. And if you miss that turn, it basically dumps you into a bunch of houses that are in between, like, I don't know, for lack of a better explanation, between Great Western and the Brighton store, the traffic circle, if you're familiar with Brighton. And we saw him. He was like 100 feet away, but downhill. And we were yelling at him like, dude, stop. You've gone too far. And he's like, okay, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm going to keep cutting left. I should be able to traverse back to you guys. And we're like, no, you can't, but he didn't hear us. So anyway, he just like disappeared. And I called him and I was like, dude, you are literally headed straight towards the neighborhood where the dude just went viral yesterday, like 2 days ago. But this was, yesterday. So it had literally just happened the day before. And I was like, you're literally headed straight for the property of this lunatic who pulled a shotgun on a snowboarder. But I stayed on the phone with him, made sure he got out of there alive, and made sure I didn't hear gunshots and have to call 911 or anything. But he had to like pick his way through snow-covered roads all the way down to the Brighton store and then walk back to Great Western. So, yeah, if you guys haven't heard, if you don't know what the heck we're talking about, just Google Brighton shotgun incident snowboarder, something like that, and it'll come up. But yeah, there was a guy visiting from out of town who was staying, I guess, at an Airbnb somewhere around the Brighton store, and he was cutting through those neighborhoods trying to find his way back to the house he was staying at. And some guy was like out on a lawn chair with a shotgun, and he confronted him and threatened him, saying, "Don't come back here again or you have holes in you." Pretty wild. Yeah, the mayor of Brighton came out, condemning it and everything, and it seemed like he knew who this guy was, like he's been a problem before. But it's pretty stupid, because I get that you have property up there that's private property, but it's literally like just barely hugging the resort, and it's so easy to get lost and wander into that neighborhood. And if you do, there's really no other way out other than just like cruising down the roads to try to find your way back to the parking lot, basically. So anyway, it's pretty wild, but Austin came out unscathed, even though I just think it's hilarious, the irony that like we were all talking about it that day too, and then he ended up headed straight for that zone. But yeah, we're good. Got some great content for you guys coming next week. I might also drop a top to bottom that we filmed. I might drop that Friday, and we did a pretty sick top to bottom from the top of Great Western towards Snake Creek, past Snake, all the way down to the bottom of Millie into the parking lot. So I think that'll be a fun one. We did it mic'd up again with some commentary. I haven't had a chance to peep the footage yet, but I think it came out pretty good. The conditions seemed awesome. It was just a great day all around. A little bit of dust on crust in some spots, but we were able to find some really good wind-loaded areas that were riding like knee-deep in some spots. It was pretty sick. So, yeah. What's up, Jason? Jason Evangelista. Am I saying your name right, by the way? Is it Evangelista? Is that the correct pronunciation? It's a cool name. If it is your last name. If it's something else, like just part of your username, then whatever. It's cool. He says, "What's up? The Sierra Nevada is going to get dumped on the next few days." I know, man. It's insane. Tahoe, they've been getting skunked so bad, and now they're just going to get it all in one huge, massive dump. They're saying like 9 feet of snow potential. Yeah, I got a homie, Ian, who lives in the Tahoe area, and I was messaging him about it. And he's stoked, but he's also like, it'd be nice if it was spread out a little bit more. Yeah, so that's pretty sick. He's a dude I used to teach with back at Liberty in Pennsylvania, and he moved to Tahoe, and I moved here. Yeah, rode with him once out in Tahoe at Boreal, like 3-4 seasons ago, but I didn't vlog it for you guys. It was pretty crappy conditions, and I was solo, and yeah, just didn't vlog it. But one of these days we'll get back to Tahoe and do that. What's up, Adamski 55? Adamski, however you say your name. Adam SK55. Cracking up. Yep. Jason says that vid was unbelievable. That guy with the shotgun wasn't playing. No, it didn't seem like it. I heard somebody yesterday said like, "Oh, it almost looks staged," and I was like, I don't think so. The fact that the mayor was talking about it on the news and all that, and he like knew who he was. I don't know if you guys saw like the news media like footage of it where they blur his face out, but there's actual footage if you look around online of like the guy's face and everything, which is kind of funny. So look out for him if you're in Brighton, I guess. But more importantly, avoid anybody with a shotgun, I suppose. Jason says it's my last name, and you're saying it right. Cool, Evangelista. Nice. Hey, we got Don Ramsey in the house. I almost said Ramsey. Donovan, aka Don Ramsey, was gracious enough to hook up a comp pass for my homie Ramsey, who was in town over the weekend. I was up at the Bird a couple days, and yeah, my friend Ramsey was visiting from back east. He's my old roommate from college years, and and Donovan, when he heard his name, he was so confused. He's like, wait, that's my name. But that was his first name. Anyway, yeah, good to see you in here, Donovan. Hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing better. Donovan was in the hospital, so I'm glad that he's getting better and healing up. And yeah, dude, you'll have to let me know if you had that appointment with your specialist yet. And I hope you're getting some good news and figuring out what's going on. Hope you don't mind me saying that, but we'll chat later. Good to see you in here, Donovan. But yeah, Donovan, if you were at the Bird yesterday or today, let me know how it was. Speaking of people being at the Bird, I might be at the Bird tomorrow for a few laps. If any of you guys are in the area, it'd be sick to see you and catch a few laps with you if possible. And Alex just got back from Alaska. He said it was amazing. He said he's going to try to make it a yearly trip now. It's not a cheap trip, but fortunately he's got a private client that basically paid for everything except for food. So that's pretty sick. And yeah, he said he took a bunch of POV footage while he was there. He had my old GoPro Hero 11, and he asked if I could throw some footage together in like a little mini edit for board progression. So I think we're going to try to do that for you guys. So maybe you can see some sick AK lines through the eyes of Alex. He hasn't been in a few videos for the last couple weeks, but that's because he was in Alaska for like 10 days. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, let me know. That'd be sick. Just the photos and stuff that he was posting on social media looked epic. So if any of his footage looks half as good, it should be pretty interesting to see. Yeah. So Donnie B Adventures says, how was Brighton yesterday? I met you in the Crest lift line. Sweet. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Sorry, we were like kind of standing in the way, blocking the line, waiting to catch up with a couple other homies. It was awesome, man. I mean, you tell me if you were there. Obviously, like you kind of saw the conditions, but we had a great time. It was windy a little bit, as we were talking about, but we were able to find some really nice pockets of wind deposited snow that was super sick. We did get out of bounds just a little bit, but nothing in like Abbey terrain danger. We did like Rock Garden and Fun Gap. Well, I didn't hit Fun Gap. It's a freaking like 35, 40-foot gap. And it was pretty dust on crust, but we were with a huge squad, and a couple of homies were hitting that, which was pretty sick. And yeah, we did a little hidden canyon, which was dope too. Yeah. Donnie says it was my first time there. It was awesome. Sick. That's awesome. Donnie, are you from out of town, or did you just move here? You're local and stuff. If it's your first time there, I'm guessing you're visiting. But yeah, dude, I'm glad you said hi. And sorry, we were kind of blocking was it the singles line? I don't know. We were standing in one line waiting for Giovanni and Andy and Johnny and a whole bunch of other dudes that we met up with. But you guys will see that in a video that'll drop sometime next week. I feel like Crest was the busiest lift line that day. It seemed like to me it was more crowded than the other lift lines. I'll say like I like the new chairlift. I think overall, I think it's fast, but I miss the line being split. It used to be, if you don't know, Donnie, you could enter from either side of the lift, and it would basically split the whole bottleneck in half. So you'd have people coming from the right side of the lift and the left side of the lift, and it honestly just made it way less congested at the bottom than it is now, I feel like. And there's only so much space there now. So if the line gets big, you got a ton of people that are like going up the hill, and that's not great for more like beginner intermediate riders to be like just slowly side slipping down the hill and stuff. But Anyway, I'm kind of getting off on a rant now, but yeah, yesterday was sick at Brighton. Can't wait to show you guys that video when it drops. And if you didn't hear earlier, I said I'm probably going to be dropping a top to bottom video Friday that we shot there from the top of Great Western past Snake Creek all the way down to the parking lot. Mic'd up. That's going to be pretty sick. So yeah. Well, we are kind of trucking along here. It's 17 after the hour. We'll try to keep this going till about 9 o'clock. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But I think we'll drop into tonight's topic, so to speak, the title of this and the thumbnail. Yeah, it was brought to my attention, thanks to Donovan. So another huge shout out to Donovan, that there was a video out there that had me, Austin, and Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp in it. And it's not my channel. And Donovan was like, hey, dude, did you know you're in this video? And I was like, what? What are you talking about? It was a channel called Uncovering Skiing, which I've seen a few of their videos pop up in my feed lately in like the last week, I want to say, maybe a week or two. Suggested videos. One of them was like only 2% of skiers can ride this terrain or something like that. And it was like the steepest ski slopes in North America, something like that. And then the one that Donovan mentioned was called Underrated Ski Resorts You've Never Heard of by Uncovering Skiing. And sure enough, I clicked on the video and they had like a top 10 list of ski resorts you've never heard of. One of them was Solitude. I think it was like, I don't know, number 5 or number 4 or something. And number 1, they claimed, was Powder Mountain. And sure enough, right smack in the middle of it, there's a shot or two of me from my Powder Mountain video earlier this season with Kevin and Alex and Austin. And then there's some footage of Austin from the same video. And then there's some footage of Kevin from the same video. And it's just blatantly, obviously, ripped from my video, which is pretty lame. And then, like, listening to the dialogue, like the voiceover of it, sounded like almost human, but it also kind of sounded like it could have been AI generated. The voiceover has like a little bit of a lisp, but it also sounds like it's sort of trying to sound a little bit like a surfer dude or something. And I looked at comments for the video and the other 4 videos or 5 videos this channel has, and there's like 0 replies. Like every once in a while there's a reply here and there, but it's like 1 or 2 word answers for a bunch of comments. And one of the comments on that video or another video, I forget which, was like, why does it sound like you're a robot? And then somebody else commented, it's AI generated. And then the channel responded, that's my voice, LOL, or that's my real voice or something like that. So that's like one of only 2 or 3 comments that this channel has put out, it seems, that I could see on a few videos. But it's highly suspicious because they only had 5, maybe 6 videos total for their channel. And they already had like, I want to say 1.6 thousand subscribers. And I'd say like 3 or 4 of their videos had like 50, 60,000 views. And one of them had like 150,000 views. One of them still does, I think, if you guys check out this channel. And then that video, by the way, that has like 150,000 views, I looked at it, and I think that's the one that says like 2% of skiers can do this. I recognized almost instantly one of the runs, like the first run listed that they say is like one of the steepest in North America, is Great Scott. And it's footage of a homie I know at Snowbird, Drew Gilmore, dropping Great Scott. And it's literally ripped from his channel. He's got a YouTube channel. You should check out Drew Gilmore. He does a lot of very short, cut top to bottom videos at Snowbird. That's pretty much all he does. He'll do top to bottom, pretty gnarly ski lines at the Bird, sometimes with music, but usually not, usually just pure audio. and it had like a speedometer in the corner from like information recorded from the GoPro, like how fast he's getting up to and everything. And then anyways, it's like the exact same shots stolen from his channel and put in this video. So I'm just like, this ain't right. So I hit up Drew. I told him about it. I don't think he's filed a copyright strike on that video yet, but I told him he should. And I filed a copyright claim. Sorry, not copyright strike. I told him to file a copyright claim. And I filed a copyright claim on the video that had my content in it. And within less than 24 hours, it was taken down. But I saw like 2 days ago, they re-uploaded the same video just with a very slightly different title. I think it says like underrated ski resorts you haven't heard of instead of you never heard of or something like that. And it's like the exact same thumbnail. And they basically just removed my footage and dropped in some other footage that looks like it was, you know, filmed by somebody with a GoPro, or I'm guessing they stole it from somewhere else, just somebody else's social media post or something like that. So I don't know if there's like a person that's really hands-on selecting all this footage and like actually recording these voiceovers, because you never see a face, of course, or if it's all AI generated and they're just using software to pull footage from around the web to make these videos and the voiceover. But it's pretty annoying. And I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more of it, unfortunately, as AI just gets more advanced, and it's going to be easier and easier to do stuff like this. But it's a bummer too, because if you look at the comments, there's so many comments, and I don't know if they're real or if they're like somehow farmed out, or if the clicks are farmed. I bet you there's like click farming going on for all these views. But a lot of the comments are like, you're so underrated, just wait, you'll blow up, and stuff like that to this channel. And it's just like, okay, this is all stolen content. I bet you anything. I don't know where it all is coming from, but if they stole mine, I'm sure it's stolen from other footage around the web. So anyways, I just want to say thanks to Donovan for catching that and bringing it to my attention. But I have a feeling that there's a lot more people like Drew Gilmore, who's a good friend of mine who rides at the Burr all the time, that are going to get their footage stolen and stuff made out of it. And whether it's through click farming or whatnot, you know, channels like this are able to make money. If they're getting 150,000 views and they have over 1,000 subscribers, then they're eligible for AdSense, and they're going to make a good chunk of change off of videos like that. So it's pretty lame. So if you guys can just keep an eye out for stuff like that, and if anybody spots any videos that look suspicious, or certainly anything that's got my content in it, don't assume that like I partnered with somebody or something, unless I announce it or they announce it. But yeah, let me know if you guys see any other of these like bot channels. I'm guessing it's like a bot created channel, because the homepage too, if you click on their profile, has like zero information. It has like their little icon, and it just says like subscribe on the banner, and there's like zero info at all. But yeah, if you guys see more stuff like that, let me know, and I will appreciate it if yeah, you guys can be like eyes and ears on that stuff. So that's what happened last week. As I told Donovan, I can look at this as a good thing, and you can say, you know, you've made it when people are starting to bite your stuff, when people are starting to rip off your content and pawn it off as your own, I suppose. So maybe that means I've officially made it, guys, as a snowboard YouTuber. Yeah, let me know your thoughts, what you guys think about this. It's interesting too, because one or two of you have recommended in the last live stream I did, or the stream before it, to use some AI generated stuff to make like shorts out of my videos, you know. But it's a whole nother thing if somebody else is doing it, stealing your stuff. It's an interesting time we're living in right now with the way content can be created, much more automated. Just day or two ago, Austin told me about a new update to Chat GPT, I think it is. And it was like showing how you can type in, whatever you can imagine. And it was coming up with some pretty lifelike real renders of video that just looked insane. Looked very, very real. Better than like any video game you could imagine. Anyway, I guess we're getting a little bit into the weeds there, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about that stuff. We got a few more comments, so I'll jump into those. Donnie says, Michigan. You're from Michigan. Cool. How long are you in town? And yeah, how did Brighton compare to riding back home? Donnie B Adventures says, all good. I wanted to talk for a minute, but was trying to get another lap in. Nice. Cool. I feel like it was sort of middle of the day, right? But maybe you only had half a day to ride or something. TJ Albertson, what's up? Says, still planning on Bogus Basin end of March. Yes. March 23rd, Bogus Basin. So I hope you guys can be there. If you can, that'd be awesome. If anybody has any kind of a hookup on a lift ticket, that would be sick too. Probably just going to be there solo. I think Kevin Reddish, who's been in the chats a few times, said that he had a line on one potentially. But if anybody else knows of a hookup, that would be awesome. I may try to reach out to their marketing just to see what happens if nothing else comes through. But yeah, so March 23rd, it's a Saturday. Planning on being at Bogus Basin, so it'd be sick if you guys could be there to link up. Jason says, looking forward to that top to bottom video. Awesome. Yeah, me too. It's going to be really fun. Yeah, really interesting route from Great Western all the way through Snake and then back to the bottom of Majestic. That drops Friday. Johnny says, not cool, man. I know a lot of work goes into recording and editing. Sucks for someone to be stealing all that hard work. Yeah, it's a bummer. Yeah, at least they're not like trying to steal the whole thing, I guess, but it was like bits and pieces, like certain clips. Yeah, and I guess like the most upsetting thing is to see like a ton of comments engaging on the video, talking about like, oh, your content's so good and like this is awesome or this is super helpful. Like that gets to me more than anything. Without crediting the people who actually made it. But anyway, yeah, Donovan says, not a problem, bro. Appreciate you, man. If you guys didn't hear, Donovan's the one who caught that video and brought it to my attention. And we got to pull it down. And then I was going to say, I think with YouTube, you can get 3 copyright strikes before your channel's pulled. Maybe it's 5. I'm not sure. But they've definitely got 1 now. And if Drew, my buddy, files 1, that's 2. So hopefully that channel will be going away soon. But if it is like bot generated with some sort of AI or whatever, who knows what's to stop them from just posting creating another channel and posting the same kind of content. As I said, it's probably going to be more of a reoccurring issue as this technology, gets more and more advanced. But it is what it is. We'll keep it going. They can't replicate the board progression content, even if they steal from it. Yeah. And I hope they don't steal from other channels too. I'm sure they will. And there's probably a bunch of stuff that they've stolen that I'm not familiar with. I haven't watched all their videos. I probably could, though. It's only like 5. But I'm curious to see how quickly the re-upload that they just posted gains traction, if it gains traction. and if it gets the number of views that their other videos have had. Because for only having 5 videos, it's pretty insane that they are getting hundreds of thousands of views and have, you know, like more than 1,000 subscribers already. That just doesn't make sense. Anyway, yeah, Jason says blatant ripping of content, no bueno. Yeah, for sure. Bill Solvable says, love your vids, Dan. Awesome. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for tuning in and checking out the live stream. And yeah, thank you, man. Met a couple people yesterday who said keep the content going, and they said that they saw my live stream talking about whether or not we should continue, and they said you definitely should. So I appreciate you guys' feedback. Every comment that says like nice video or anything that's positive, I really appreciate it, guys. And I appreciate anything constructive, even if it's not positive too. So thanks. Appreciate that, Bill. TJ Albertson says, dang, I'll be at Bogus the week before. Ah, man, sorry to hear that. Wish we could link up. If you're going to be in Idaho, might as well check out Sun Valley. Amazing resort. Dollar Mountain is also across town, a lot like Woodward Park City. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get a chance to hit more than one resort this visit. If you guys haven't heard me say before, my in-laws are up there now in Boise, and I think we're only going to be in town for 2 days, and the in-laws are celebrating their wedding anniversary the day before, so kind of rolls that day out, I think. But yeah, if you guys had 1 day to ride somewhere in the Boise area, where do you think it would be? My first go-to is Bogus, because that is what I've heard of the most. It seems like it's the closest, but I mean, maybe it's not that much closer than the others. But yeah, my thought was to just hit Bogus in this trip, and then if we can go back, hit some more. But I have heard good things about Sun Valley. Dollar Mountain I haven't heard of, but it sounds like it's small, like Woodward Park City, and maybe park oriented. That's cool though. Yeah. Jason says, I saw that thumbnail, but did not click on it. I'll avoid that channel at all costs. Thanks. Yeah. Or if you don't avoid it, at least like drop a comment talking about how they steal content. But yeah, I think probably just not watching is even better. So yeah, hopefully we don't get more of that stuff coming up. Yeah, and then the other topic we were going to bring up, if you guys didn't hear us talking about it early in the chat, was the dude who pulled a shotgun on somebody at Brighton, which is just insane. Yeah, if you guys are familiar with Brighton, that area is easy to get into if you don't know. Oh, speaking of being in Boise on March 23rd, some of you guys asked if we're still on schedule to do a meetup here in Salt Lake in March. And yes, we are looking at Saturday, March 16th to do a meetup, and Sunday the 17th to do a meetup. And my plan is to do 1 day at an Icon resort and 1 day at an Epic resort. I will drop more concrete details for that probably the week before. But if anybody's going to be in town that weekend, let me know. Yeah, sorry, TJ, if you're not going to be in Salt Lake that weekend. But if it's not too late, maybe you should plan to be in Salt Lake for that weekend, and then the following weekend be at Bogus. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about a meetup. And if you have any other requests for anything coming out soon. I'm also going to be doing a side-by-side comparison video of GoPro and the GoPro Hero 12 and the DJI Osmo Action 4. I just ordered a mount today that we can, have attached to a pole that'll hold both cameras side by side. So I'm really interested to see what the footage looks like stacked up side by side. A lot of you guys have said you really liked the footage from the DJI Osmo Action 4 lately. I just dropped a video yesterday, filmed with it entirely for the action camera portion, and I think it looked great. And then it also had some long lens again with shots from Evan, who did a solitude video with me a couple weeks ago. And yeah, if you guys haven't checked that video out, it came out super sick. He was using a Canon R5, I believe. And he's even got a gimbal for that thing, but we haven't busted it out yet. So let me know if you guys want to see that. I think I want to see it. Maybe we'll try to do it on a day that's not like a storm day, but it would be interesting to see like a gimbal R5, like follow cam style. That'd be pretty sick with the Canon, and see how that compares to, these little action cameras. But the sensors are pretty dang good on them these days. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the side-by-side looks like for the Hero 12. Oh, and to make it a little bit more fair, we're going to be using ND filters on the Hero 12, which I have not done yet. So if the footage looks considerably better on the DJI, might be because of that motion blur. The motion blur makes things look pretty sweet and cinematic. But I will say, spoiler, I think the Osmo Action 4 has better stabilization in like most settings than the GoPro does. But we'll get into that more, obviously, with that video and that video review. Yeah. TJ says Bogus is the closest to Boise area, only a 40-minute drive. That's what I thought. Cool. All other resorts are 2 to 3 hours away. Okay. So Sun Valley, I guess, is not that close. Yeah. So we'll definitely be doing Boise on this trip. And then if there's time this season, then we'll hit up a couple more resorts on another visit. But it being, late March by the time we get there, I'm guessing there might not be enough time left in the season. But who knows? Maybe Idaho will get hit pretty hard with storms in March and in April. Do you know how often Boise stays open past March? Like, do they stay open end of April? That's kind of what resorts do here. Yeah, let me know if you guys have a rough idea how long the season goes for, say, Bogus Basin or Sun Valley. I guess Sun Valley would be more appropriate if that's what we're considering getting later on. Yeah, speaking of seasons, guys, this has turned into a really good season for Utah. And if you guys aren't here, or if you're thinking about coming to visit, February performed extremely well. I think I saw a stat today saying that it's going to be like the 4th best February on record for Utah. So that's awesome. And when we were driving up to Brighton yesterday, I noticed just looking at the snowbanks were getting pretty dang high, like not as high as they got last season, but they were almost covering up the street signs. So I think slowly but surely this season's been like stacking up, which is awesome. And we had like, the dry December, but after December, it's been really good. So hopefully things keep going. There's supposed to be a storm coming in Sunday and Monday. So I'm hoping to maybe get out Monday or Tuesday. If I can't get out Monday, probably won't ride Sunday. I was out of town the weekend before last, and then I was at the Bird Sunday. So I'm going to spend some time with the family this Sunday. Yeah, but things are looking good for the snowpack and for the beginning of March. Hopefully March comes in like a lion and goes out like an even hungrier lion. Yeah, Donnie says we did Solitude for 2 days and yesterday Brighton. Oh man, sweet. Both places are sick. Home now, back home in the Midwest, except for Mount Bohemia. It's pretty much park riding. That's what I've heard. Home hill is Pine Knob. Cool. Yeah, how are you at park riding? You getting pretty sick at it? Like I feel like with those rope toes, man, like you can just get so many reps in. I still don't understand why there isn't really a great park anywhere in Utah that has a rope toe. I know there's a rope toe at Snow Basin, but I don't think it's like a park that is really worth writing home about, that you can just get lap after lap on the rope toe and get like really good at park. But it seems like that's like how you get good. There's so many incredible riders that come out of the Midwest from just lapping rope toe terrain parks. Wish we had one here. That was like really good. I don't know why Woodward doesn't get one, but there's rumors they're trying to. So anyway, that's cool. Yeah. I'm curious, what did you like better, Solitude or Brighton? They are both sick, but both very different. It's an even more interesting conversation now that Snow Basin has a park. It used to just be like, oh, well, Brighton has the park, so you go there for park and you go to Solitude if you don't want it. But now they both have it. So yeah, it's interesting. How are we doing on time? Cool. It's like quarter of. Sound Spoon says, yeah, it has been a good season, to be honest. Definitely a little warmer up here at Snow Basin, though. I'm glad you brought that up. I was just talking with my homie Mark today, who's got my hookup up there usually. And I was almost going to pull the trigger to come up there tomorrow. But this last storm didn't seem like it really performed very well for them up at Snow Basin. And yeah, I'm holding out hope that we might be able to get some early ups. He said he's got a line on potentially getting us out like an hour early before the lifts are spinning, but it can't be this week or next week. So we might be headed to Snow Basin the week after next. Let me check my calendar to see when that is. I think it's the 11th. Yeah. So February 11th, 12th, or 13th. One of those days potentially could be at Snow Basin. So if you're around, it would be sick to get a lap with you guys if you're up at Snow Basin. But yeah, I've been wanting to get up there, but I'm kind of a snow snob these days, guys. Like I want to be there when it's good, and it being a little bit lower elevation, and just geographically where it is, doesn't get quite as much snow as the Cottonwoods. So bummer that it's been a little bit warmer, although it was very warm here over the weekend, by the way. And I think it's supposed to warm up tomorrow and Friday and then get cold again for the next storm coming in here in the Cottonwoods anyway. But yeah, I miss Snow Basin. I want to get back up there. Speaking of Snow Basin, I need to drop the review video for that. But there's like one or two shots that I don't have that I want to get for Snow Basin. So I'm waiting until I get back there to finish that video up. Jason says, Utah getting the goods. Yeah, man. Yeah, we've been really fortunate like this year. And I want to say a year before last, other parts of the country weren't doing so hot, but we were. So we're very fortunate right now. We're sitting in a good spot. I heard some people complaining like this year's not that good. And I'm like, it's fantastic. You know, it's not the numbers that we put up last season, but I honestly don't think we'll ever see that again. So we're above average, I think, right now, which is great. Ride Vibes says, yo, what's up? Good to see you in here, Ride Vibes. TJ says, Bogus usually closes mid-April, but last year they stayed open till May. Sick. Sun Valley usually until end of April. Cool. So pretty similar to here. Yeah. It's like the most frustrating thing to me when resorts have plenty of snow, but they typically close end of April, no matter what here. Last year, there were a few exceptions to that with the epic record snowfall. But generally speaking, yeah, most seasons it's about the same here, I'd say. So that's good to know. Yeah, so I don't know if we'll get back up to Boise more than once before the end of the snow season, but if we do, it would be sick to check out Sun Valley. What's the other one? Grand Targhee, which is like at the border of Idaho and Wyoming. Heard good things about that. Some of you guys suggested that in the last chat too. Yeah, Ride Vibes. So if you're just tuning in, you maybe missed a little bit of the conversation, but he says, people stealing your content now? Question mark, LOL. Yeah, so Donovan, homie, he's just like amazing at hooking up all kinds of things. Donovan's just like a real G. He brought it to my attention that there was a video out there by a channel called Uncovering Skiing that had my content in it without my permission. And yeah, I filed a copyright claim against it. YouTube pulled it down. But it had like 60, maybe 65,000 views. And it was one of only 5 videos that the channel has. And they only have like 1,000, maybe 1,500 subscribers. So that was pretty lame. And I have a feeling it's not the last time we're going to see something like that, unfortunately. And I mentioned there's another video that they had up that I watched that had some content from a skier friend I know. And I told him about it. Drew Gilmore is his name, if you guys are familiar, if you follow him on Instagram. He posts more stuff on Instagram than YouTube, but he does have a YouTube channel, and he posts a lot of top to bottom runs at snowboard skiing. And yeah, there was another video that had blatantly used his content too. So hopefully this channel can get taken down. That'd be nice. But in the meantime, just keep your eyes out, guys, for stuff like that. If you see anything that has my content in it that's not board progression, that's on a different channel, please let me know. And don't just assume that I let them use it or that I know that they're using it. Yeah, so pretty lame. At Home Literacy says, you a snow snob? Never. Yep, I know. I used to be the Ice Coast guy long time ago. But I think after 5 seasons in Utah, I'm officially a snow snob. Sorry, guys. But truth be told, I would ride anywhere. If I don't have options and it's just icy groomers, like I'm there if that's all we got to ride. Heck, I've ridden in my backyard more times than I can count. And I'll even go up hiking and bushwhacking to get to something like a gun site at Alta in the middle of July just to get a sliver of crusty snow. But when we've got the options, I'm definitely a snob. Jack Ward says, have you ever been boarding in Washington State? I haven't, no. Austin and I talk about this quite a bit because that's where he's from. And he keeps saying, you know, we need to get up there and ride sometime. I'd love to. It seems awesome. I've seen a lot of really cool clips of riding there, and Austin's telling me all kinds of cool stories. It sounds like you're going to work your legs quite a bit compared to here, unless you ride on like a storm day. He says it's always like super good storm day, and then a day or two after the storm, it just, turns into that famous Cascade concrete or Sierra cement, whatever you want to prefer. But no, I have not ridden there yet. Flannel Man Jim says, I think there is still a clip of you in that video from really far away on a groomer. Could be. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I mentioned a little bit earlier, they took down, YouTube took down that video, and then they re-uploaded it, but took out the shots, at least I thought they did, of me riding and of Austin riding and of Kevin riding. Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp was in it. It was all footage from my Pal Mal video earlier this season. We shot in January, but I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I think they reposted it like 2 days ago. He says at a 4:13 timestamp. Cool, that helps. Thanks. Honestly, I hope they did, because then I can flag it again, and that'll be another copyright strike against them. Yeah, cool. Appreciate that, dude. And yeah, if you guys check out that channel, Uncovering Skiing, be sure to thumbs down it, or yeah, just let me know if you see anything else. I don't want to give them publicity, but at the same time, like, I want to know if there's content out there that they're stealing. It's pretty lame. Cool. We got about 7 minutes left, I think, until we'll wrap it up. If you guys got any other questions, let me know. Really appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We're at 12 likes right now. Let's see if we can get that number up a little bit. Let's hit a couple more thumbs up and get those bubbles going. We got those bubbles. We'll still do the bubbles. Oh, we got fireworks. Wow. Yeah, look at that. Speaking of AI, I guess that's AI generated. But yeah, appreciate you guys. If you can hit a couple more thumbs up, so that would be awesome. And we're only 100 subscribers away from 19,000. So if you guys can spread the word, help us get up to 19,000. And the goal for the season is to hit 20K. That would be awesome. Yeah, trying to hit 20K before the end of the season. I think it's attainable. But my growth has been kind of slow, as we mentioned in another live chat. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. My guess is if you're in here, you're already subscribed, but double check. Maybe you're not. But that helps out a ton, more than you know. And speaking of helping out a ton, we got a super chat from Jason Evangelista. Thank you, dude, for the dream. Yeah, man, keeping the dream alive. Thank you so much, dude. Not needed, but super, super appreciated whenever you guys drop a super chat, or if you pick up any merch or stickers. As I mentioned, there's always a link in the description below to stuff like the hats. Some of you guys weren't even aware that I had merch in a few chats ago. But yeah, thank you, Jason. That's super sick. Let's get back into some of the other comments before we wrap this up. Ride Vibe says, that's just it, man. If you're not having fun anywhere riding, you're doing it wrong. Yep. Talking about being able to ride anywhere versus being a snow snob. Yeah, I'm a selective snow snob. When I've got options, it's like a buffet, right? Then I'll pick what I like. But if you just go to, McDonald's, for example, and there's only one thing on the menu, I'm good with that too. In the world of snowboarding, anyway. Weird metaphor, sorry. Ride Vibe says, keep killing it. Thanks, buddy. Jack Ward says, Crystal and Mount Baker are awesome. Stevens Pass is also cool. Definitely get some wet and heavy snow. Yeah, I've heard Austin talk about Stevens Pass and Baker a lot, and Crystal. Yeah, need to get there. Definitely. We always talk about doing like a road trip. Maybe when Arthur gets just a little bit older, we could take Arthur and, Celica and then Austin's family up there all together. And we could like, I don't know, do some camping or something in the springtime. That'd be sick. Flannel Man Jim. Yeah, you already mentioned the timestamp on the video. I'll have to check that out for sure. Thank you. Jason says, as long as I can get on the slopes, I'll take anything, ice, snow, slush, but not dirt. Yeah, I agree. I mean, and you even see, I don't know if you guys saw, but earlier this season, like I want to say December, maybe January, heck, maybe it was even early February. There were clips of people riding in like leaves and dirt. I want to say Baker. So could even argue maybe it's doable for dirt and mud. I will say though, rain is like the hardest one. I've done it, especially back east at Liberty. In fact, they had rain jackets they would hand out on rainy days, like these clear ponchos with like their logo, the mountain logo on it. And we would like double up. We'd wear one over top and then we'd like tie one around our waist for sitting on the chairlift. But when it's raining, man, that's just like the worst. I would say like that's maybe the only conditions where I'll get out there and get a lap or two. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Just being soaking wet while riding is kind of miserable. But still, it's better than no riding, I guess. Flannel Man Jim says the solitude section of the video. Thank you. I'll check that out again. It's your jacket for sure. Okay, interesting. I might have missed that the first time around. It's probably the same segment that they had in the video. It looked to me like the only thing they changed was the Palma part. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Thanks, dude. Donovan with another super chat coming in. Thanks, buddy. Donovan keeps the dream alive too. So, dude, I hope we can see you out there ripping very soon. Donovan is awesome. If you guys are ever at Snowbird, by the way, and you see a mountain guide in a green jacket and he's a black dude, hit up Donovan and say hi and tell him Board Progression sent you there. Donovan's the man. He's just awesome. Jack Ward says, enjoy your content, bro. Hope you have a great rest of the season. Peace. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, dude. Awesome. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Sebastian says, you'll get the 20K goal for sure, man. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I hope so. We're staying optimistic. I just know last season, it was tough like this time of year to get like another 1,000 subscribers. Don't know why. Maybe it's a lack of variety that we talked about in my content. I'm going to try to be putting out more variety as we close out the season for sure. But I appreciate that, dude. Flannel Man Jim says, I'm trying to check your videos to confirm what video it's from. Oh, okay. So yeah, it might be from a different video than the Powder Mountain one. I'll check out the timestamp as soon as I get off this live chat, and I'll be able to tell right away if it's from something I made. But yeah, appreciate that, dude. All right, well, it's 9:01. We've been cruising along for an hour now, and I think we'll wrap it up. But I appreciate you guys so much. We got up to 17 likes. If we could hit 3 more, get up to 20, that'd be sick. Be like a nice little omen for the 20K subscribers we're trying to get this season. Nice round number. But yeah, appreciate each and every one of you guys. As I said, if you're not subscribed, I'm sure you probably are, but if you're not, hit that subscribe button. That means a lot. Helps me out a ton. And if you didn't hear, going to be trying to do a meetup March 16th and 17th. That's a Saturday and a Sunday at one Icon Resort and one, well, I should just say Park City. One day at Park City and one day at Solitude, most likely. And then we're going to be at Bogus Basin on March 23rd. And tomorrow, going to be at the Bird for a couple laps, and Snow Basin potentially March 11th or 12th or 13th, somewhere around there that week. Yeah, Ride Vibe says smash that like button. Oh, we got 19. We just need one more, guys. One more, and then we'll sign off. Jason says keep up putting out the great content. It's top-notch quality. Thank you, man. Thank you guys so much. Oh no, I don't think I liked the super chats. There we go. Sweet, you guys are awesome. You guys are killing it. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for tuning in. And thank you guys, especially Donovan, for having my back, keeping an eye out for these channels stealing content. Hopefully somehow YouTube gets better at like moderating that stuff and like spotting it. I don't know how, but in the meantime, I appreciate you guys for being eyes and ears. Anybody else got one more like? One more like we're asking for before we sign off. We're at 19. Come on, guys. Okay, last comment. Intergalactic Graham says sick. Appreciate you guys. Can we do one more like? There it is. We got 20. Sick. Thank you, guys. All right, love you all. If you have any more questions or comments, as always, try to hit me up on Instagram or leave a comment on this video or another video, and I'll try to answer you guys. Pal Ninja, what's up, dude? Good to see you in here. Got it. Haha. Yeah. Sorry, we're about to sign off. But yeah. You guys are going to argue over last comment. All right. Good luck, whoever's got the last comment. We're ending the stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love you guys. You.